The movie begins with a girl named Lisa. She was heading home from her job, just like every other day, when she turned to look back, when suddenly, a car swerves and speeds straight toward her. It's nighttime. Seeing this, Lisa panics. She thinks she's about to be caught, but at the last second, the car races past her. Her fear eases for a moment, but as soon as she moves forward, that same car blocks her path again. Before she can understand what's happening, a man named Bobby steps out and cuts her off. Lisa quietly obeys. Bobby ties a cloth over her eyes, then begins taking her somewhere. Lisa has no chance to escape. Filled with fear and helplessness, she lies silently on the seat. Through the corner of her eyes, she tries to peek out, desperate to figure out where she's being taken. But Bobby gave her no chance. Then the car stopped, and he pulled Lisa outside, saying not to try any tricks. He started taking Lisa up a dark staircase. Through the gap in her blindfold, Lisa then noticed the color of the carpet on the floor and silently began counting the steps. When they reached the second floor, Bobby untied Lisa's ropes. Then he pointed a gun at her. Out of fear, she obeyed and began taking off her clothes. But Bobby grabbed her and dragged her into the bathroom. Lisa started to realize what was about to happen to her, but fear and helplessness kept her voice silent. After satisfying his lust, Bobby tied Lisa again and threw her hard onto the bed. Once again, he pulled out the gun and threatened her. Lisa's mind had only one question: why me? The next day, Lisa's grandmother went to the police station and filed a report that her granddaughter had not come home for 2 days. But behind her innocent face, the grandmother was living her own secret life with a 40-year-old lover, spending her days in pleasure while leaving all responsibility to Lisa. They had made Lisa a source of income in a way. In reality, Lisa's mother had left her with her own mother, Lisa's grandmother. Meanwhile, Lisa started to feel that she would not survive. When Bobby once again tried to make her his victim, this time Lisa didn't act scared. Instead, she pretended to be a little friendly and calm. Slowly, she raised her hands toward Bobby's face as if she were touching him with love. But in reality, she was memorizing the shape of his face. Lisa trapped him in false compliments. "You're quite handsome," she said. Hearing this, Bobby was pleased. He thought Lisa had finally given up. He untied her hands and even gave her some food. The atmosphere seemed to turn a little normal, until suddenly, on the TV, there was news of a missing girl. Bobby was shocked when he saw the girl's age. Now Bobby understood that if the police investigated, he would go straight to jail. In anger, he lashed out at Lisa. "Why did you hide your real age?" But Lisa quickly lied, saying, "No, I'm 20. I'm an adult. You're not doing anything wrong." Somehow, that lie worked, but Bobby still didn't believe her completely. In a rage, he lifted Lisa and threw her back onto the bed. At this point, Lisa was completely broken. At that moment, she began to remember her little sister's memories that gave Lisa new strength. She said, "I want to go to the bathroom for a while," but he refused it. But Lisa begged, so he allowed her to go to the bathroom, but he went inside with her. Now Lisa had no privacy at all. She was ashamed, distressed. With a trembling voice, she said, "Can I have a little privacy? Please." Bobby, irritated, walked out. As soon as the door closed, Lisa breathed deeply and carefully removed her blindfold. She locked the door from inside, and she looked around, but there is no way to escape. Lisa's soul trembled, but she made herself strong. She left her blood and handprints on the bathroom walls, the toilet, the seat, and the mirror, creating evidence everywhere. Meanwhile, her eyes fell on a pair of shoes kept in the corner of the bathroom. She was just about to examine them when Bobby returned. Seeing the locked door, he went mad with rage. He broke it down and pressed the pistol against Lisa's neck. Lisa shook in terror, but some of her words seemed to touch something broken deep inside the man. That night, when he fell into a deep sleep, Lisa quietly got up and went to the telephone. She lifted the receiver and began dialing. Suddenly the man woke up and grabbed Lisa, saying, "You're trying to be too clever." Now he tried to kill her, but Lisa said she was only calling her sick father to ask about his health. Saying this, she became emotional. Hearing that, Bobby was moved by her words and let her go. One day, when Bobby was being physical with Lisa, she again said, "If you let me go, I won't tell anyone." Hearing this, Bobby started to believe her. Meanwhile, we see that the Florida Police Department discovered information about a serial killer who had murdered 16 girls in the past 6 months. When Bobby saw this news, he thought this was the right moment to release Lisa. Because the police would focus on solving such a huge case, why would they solve Lisa's case? No one had even seen his face to recognize him. After that, he put Lisa in the car and drove to a park. But there, once again, he changed his mind. He was about to kill her. Lisa began crying loudly. Maybe it was her broken screams that made Bobby think this girl might never reveal his name. Finally, he gave up the idea of killing her. As soon as Lisa removed the blindfold from her eyes, she ran away without looking back. From the car, Bobby watched her in the mirror. Then he turned the car around and chased after her. But this time, Lisa escaped. When she reached home and told everything, her grandmother did not believe her. The grandmother's boyfriend was about to slap Lisa, but her grandmother stopped him. Then the grandmother called the police and said, "Lisa has come home." The police replied, "We need to talk to her directly." Hearing this, the grandmother became a little nervous. Now Lisa was taken to the police station. The interrogation began. Lisa told him everything. "He kidnapped me. He tied me up, but then he let me go." But the police didn't believe her. An officer said, "You don't have a single injury. He even gave you food and then released you. How is this kidnapping?" Lisa had endured everything, and now no one was believing her. After this, the case was handed over to 2 female officers. Lisa gathered courage and told them her full story again, how she was kidnapped, what happened, and how she escaped. But even the 2 female officers doubted her words. One of them said, "In so much tension, how can anyone remember such details?" The other nodded. "She looks too normal. Maybe she made this story herself." Lisa sat curled up on a sofa in one corner of the police station. No one was believing her. The 2 female officers then handed the case over to Detective Larry. Larry showed Lisa a picture of his own daughter. Maybe that emotional connection was what touched Lisa's heart. She opened up again and told everything in detail. Larry looked into her eyes and understood this girl was not lying. He immediately ordered that Lisa's clothes be sent for forensic testing. At the same time, he suggested we should use hypnosis to get more details out of her. But something strange happened. Lisa's own family strongly opposed hypnosis. Larry grew suspicious. If they are really her family, then why are they afraid of the truth? Slowly, with Larry's trust and understanding, Lisa began to open up. And finally, she revealed the secret that left everyone in shock. Lisa's grandmother's boyfriend had been abusing young girls for many years. Without any delay, Larry had him arrested. Now, under police protection, Lisa returned to her old house, only to collect her belongings. Her face looked tired, but in her eyes there was a faint sense of relief. Inside, her grandmother sat on the sofa, saying nothing, only a cold, hateful stare. For her, Lisa had been nothing more than a tool, for money, for lies, for control. But now it was over. Lisa picked up her things, walked out of the house, and took a deep breath. "Now I am free," she told herself. But the taste of freedom was incomplete because the shadow of that monster still haunted her mind. Every night, when darkness fell, his face, the sound of being dragged, they returned in her dreams. She would wake up screaming. But now, at least, she knew she was not alone. Meanwhile, the police uncovered a crucial lead. Fibers found on Lisa's clothes matched exactly with materials discovered at the crime scenes of the midnight serial murder case. At last, the police saw a ray of hope. Lisa stepped forward herself and said, "I can recognize that place. Take me there." Immediately, the police formed a team and took Lisa back down the same road once again. Sitting in the car, Lisa closed her eyes. She tried to relive every feeling, every sound again. She felt the rumble of the car tires, the whisper of the wind outside, and the pounding of fear in her chest. Slowly, her memories began to clear. One by one, the roads came back to her. Yes, he stopped at this turn. And there, that red signboard. Using these small clues, the team finally reached the place where she had been taken hostage. At first, nothing was found, but suddenly Lisa's eyes shifted to one side. "Wait, I remember something." She ran wildly, and the team rushed after her. At last, she reached the massive old tree where her life had come closest to death. The police began their investigation from there, and evidence soon started to appear. The entire area was searched. Photos of several suspects were collected. After days of effort, one day a man was caught outside a supermarket. When his fingerprints, DNA, and Lisa's description were compared, the results were a 100% match. The very things the police had first refused to believe now stood clear as truth. Inside the police station, every officer clapped to honor Lisa. That little girl, with her courage and memory, had put a monster behind bars. But the biggest moment came when Lisa's aunt, learning the truth, came from thousands of miles away just to take her in. "Now my home is your home," she said. For Lisa, those words were like a dream come true. She was no longer alone. Time passed. Years later, that same girl had become a strong woman, Superintendent Lisa. She said, "I know what pain is, and I know what hope can do. Now I want every child to have a home where there is only safety and only love." Now, she helps others. And with that, the story comes to an end.